What's going on, YouTube? So today I'm going to talk about how you can build your own perfect workout split. So I can use my own example. So most people, they do like a PPL split, right? Push-pull legs or chest and triceps, back and biceps, legs and shoulders. I actually switched mine out to tailor it to my own specific preferences. For example, my arms are like one of my weaker points in my body. So I want to get my arms and shoulders bigger, right? So then instead of doing the normal push-pull leg split, that's actually not as beneficial for arm growth. So then I actually tailor it to my own needs. So then I do chest and biceps instead of chest and triceps, because after doing all my pushing movements on a chest day, my triceps are already pre-fatigued and I can only bench. After I bench and I'll do all those pushing movements, I can only push about 20% of the weight I'm capable of for my triceps if I were to hit them fresh. So that's why I do chest and biceps. And then since I did biceps the day before, I cannot go back to back. So then I do chest and biceps, and then I go to legs and triceps, and then I do back and shoulders. And I also throw shoulders in on maybe like a chest or something pretty light, nothing too much. For example, when I do like the low to high cable fly, that's working the chest by shoulder flexion. But that would also work a little bit with the front delt or the anterior delt. So, long story short, you're supposed to tailor your workout split to exactly what you want. You have to tailor it to your specific needs, and that's how you build your perfect split. If you want your shoulders to grow, you want to hit shoulders before you hit your other muscle groups. If you want to grow your biceps, you want to hit your biceps before you do your other movements for biceps. And that's how you build your specific split. So I have another YouTube idea that somebody asked me, and that question is, should I take all of my sets to failure? Long story short, no, you should not. Because let's say you're in the beginning of a workout and you're starting with a incline machine bench press. You don't want to exert all of your energy on that one first set. You want to go like to 1 or 2 RIR, so then you can exert the same amount of energy into all the other sets in that workout. Because if you were to go to failure on the first exercise on the first set, you're gonna have to lower the weight to hit the same amount of reps. You should be putting a lot of effort. Your reps should decrease a little bit, but it should not be like to a substantial amount or to that amount that you have to actually lower the weight. But as you go towards the ending of your workout, then it might be okay to lower the weight a little bit and even go to failure. Then it'll be okay. But for me, I tend to go to failure on maybe like my like the third set of an exercise, or on like the second or third set if it's towards the end of the workout, and if I'm not further training that muscle group. So another question I was asked is, how long should I rest between exercises? That is a pretty vague question, because each exercise takes longer to recover from. So if I were to do a set of squats or hack squats, it's going to take me a minute to recover. It's going to take about 3 or 4 minutes of rest between. But now if I'm going to hit calves or biceps or shoulders, I don't need as long as a rest time. But I would still rest a little bit, maybe a minute and a half to 2 minutes. But a rule of thumb I always go by is to rest at least a minute and a half to 2 minutes for every exercise. And depending on how hard you have to exert yourself, on a squat, I have to exert myself pretty hard. On a bench press, all the fatiguing exercises, then it might be okay to rest a little bit longer, even 3 or 4 minutes. But you should still keep that rest time around 2 to 3 minutes, typically. So another question I asked is, what do I think is one of the most important things in a bodybuilding journey? And I would say that consistency has to be one of the most important thing, if not the most important thing. Because in order to continue to build a muscle and to maintain muscle, you have to be consistently training. If you don't train consistently, or you do one day and then 1 week and then you just have another week off, you're not going to be consistently building muscle. So one of the easiest ways to build muscle is to stay consistent. So another question I got is how to lose weight easily and how to maintain muscle mass. So in terms of how to maintain muscle mass, you want to be eating a lot of protein and a lot of carbs. So when I first started working out, I used to like stray away from carbs because I thought they were like not good for muscle mass and like getting muscle, but they really are. So what I try to do is I try to eat the amount of grams in protein like I eat each day is the amount I weigh in pounds. So I weigh 140 pounds, so each day I try to eat at least 140 grams of protein. And then for the rest of my food and fuel, I use in carbs, because carbs is actually what fuels your energy and fuels your workouts. And if you're cutting, one of the easiest ways to lose weight is to actually walk, like I am doing right now. Walk. And that can actually help you keep more calories they can be eating. But I would still eat in a calorie deficit of around like no more than 500 calorie deficit. But I would still be eating in a calorie deficit. But if you eat hard and you train hard, trust me, the muscle will come along with the consistency you put in each week, day in and day out. BJB out.